Welcome. In today's episode, we are going to continue building our software. And from last time where we left, this is where we had left from. So we are just going to work on resuming. Yeah, so we want to resume our work so that everything moves on the way we have planned. Okay, so this is where we had reached from last time. The first thing, someone commented on the YouTube that the screen was over zoomed in, and I've tried to zoom out. That is zooming out, zooming in. I've zoomed in so that you can have more part of the code shown on the screen. If you are having trouble seeing, you can still let me know, but I think this is more normal and you can actually still look at the code. So the first thing I'm just going to do, I feel like this one should be a link. Okay, I feel this should be a link. Let me see if we already have. Yep, we have a link. I'm just going to make this a link. Let me put href. Okay, I'm just going to put href, and this, I mean this logo here, should be a link because that is the most known user interface. Most people, they know when they click on the logo, they go back to the dashboard. However much they did not consider it here, I'm just going to put it into consideration. Okay, so let's move on. So this one now is a link. Let's go ahead and actually first finish adding these whole all the links, and then we just continue with this side. Let me first finish putting the icons and finishing the sidebar the way it looks. And this item here in the last one, it is also in the center. So this bottom one is having this item here. So this item, we should just add items center, as simple as that. And then let's move on with our icons. Let me open here our Lucid React icons. Okay, just going to click on these icons, and let's be looking at the icon, the disca icon of inventory. I don't know if we should search for something like a trolley or something. Okay, there is this trolley, we will just use this one. Okay, and this is baggage claim. So to the inventory, okay, so to this baggage, okay, this one, inventory, I'm just going to put baggage claim, just like that. Next is sales, so I'm just going to add for sales, which is the cut. Let me see if we just get another cut. We have the shopping cut, and let me just search here also for the bag or basket. Okay, so this, I'm just going to use shopping basket since we are using this here for sales. We are already using another. I'm just going to use the basket. So just duplicate, and this inventory here is going to be let me just put here, these have to be having href. So these ones, they will have href, but for this you will see that these ones are actually buttons. If you want to know that they are buttons, if you hover on the home, you see at the extreme corner here, you just keep seeing at the extreme left corner, at the bottom left corner, you will see if you hover on home, you see it is a link. When you hover onto the inventory, you see there is no link. So that one can tell me that this one actually is a button. Okay, this one is a button, and we will work onto these ones. We'll work on them. Okay, then these other ones are actually they are actually these other ones are actually links. Okay, these other ones are actually links. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this one a button. Okay, this one at the end of the day will be a button. Okay, that's great. Okay, so now another thing we are going to work on is that, let me first put them here. Putting these sliding things down, we just do it. I don't know if today it is possible, but let me just finish putting all of them, the links, and then we just move on to this side. Okay, I'm just going to duplicate this inside the nav down, and this is sales. Okay, and then this one is the shopping bag. Okay, and next is purchases, the same thing. So the next is purchases, so just duplicate this here and put purchases. Okay, and what we can also do is we can map through these three ones. Okay, these three we can map through them. Okay, we can map through them. For now, let me just leave them. We'll just do the mapping later on. I don't want to complicate this as hard as possible. So just say purchases, then we have integrations. So for purchases, let me just get the icon. Okay, let me just put in the cart. Okay, you're just going to use this one. There is shopping bag. The other one was, we have shopping bag, and this one is shopping basket. So this one's supposed to be shopping basket. This other one, basket. Okay, just like this. Okay, and let's just move on to the next one, which is the integrations. And that one is the link. So integrations is a link. I'm just going to go and copy this one. Down here. This one is integrations. Okay. Okay, let me just paste this one very well. Copy the link and make sure this one has a hash. Oh, just make sure I remove this here. Let me just add this here, and then these buttons, they don't have to have the href, so you can just simply remove the href from here. Okay, then simply copy the home, and let me move the home to the bottom here, and this one is going to be integrations. So integrations, we can give it also the there is this one, cable. Okay, I'm just going to give this one a cable. Okay, next is, let's see, next is reports, and then documents. So reports, what I can just say, this one is maybe network, okay, I just give this signal, but there is another one for analysis. Let me see. Let me see if I can just see it. Okay, we can just use it here. It is the chart. Okay, so you can just come here and we specify chart. Chart, bar chart. I think it was bar. Let me see. Okay, it was these ones, bar chart big, bar chart horizontal. I think we're going to put this bar chart. We could just use any of these ones, but here they have used the, okay, on the reports you're just going to use this one. Okay, I'm just going to use one of these ones, bar chart 4 and bar chart 3. Let me use the bar chart 4. So the last one, the second last is down here, is the reports. Okay, and the reports are having this one as bar chart 4. Okay, and then the last ones are documents, so we're just going to put documents. And this one is a folder, so we can just say maybe folder. Let me see if I can see it. Okay, okay, so I think we can just put in also file. Okay, and let's see, how about document? Okay, so we can just use we can use a documents like this one, file minus, or this file plus, whatever we can actually find. Let me just use this one, file plus 2. There is so this one, file, and there is this files. Let me use files. So here just going to say files. Okay, so we have all these all these icons and all the links. Okay, so we can just add the gap between them. They look to be squeezed, so just go here onto the nav. We already have flex gap, so they just have this. We could have gap like that, or we could use space y, but just make this gap to about 8, and let's see. Okay, so this is good enough. Okay, and then I can just apply some padding y onto this one. You can see there is a space, so just go to padding, specifically padding, maybe this one will leave it as padding x, and then for padding y, okay, yes, say padding y maybe 6. Let me see how that one comes. Okay, and that one is fine. Okay, and now I'm just going to make also for the active, the one for the active button. You can see the one that is having active is having the background of blue. So if I just go on to this one, give a class name of bg blue, maybe 600, and text white, maybe just say text slate 50. Let's first see how that one looks like. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a padding. So for each individual, you're going to give it a padding y of 3, maybe 2.5, and then px of 2, and of course rounded, and you can just try rounded md, and we see how that one turns out. Okay, this one looks fine. Okay, this looks fine. It looks like ours is big. I'm just going to reduce padding y to 2. Okay, and let me still check. Okay, that is great. Padding just like that. Let me see. Yeah, that one is great. Now let's remove this gap. Let me first remove this gap to 3, and then instead I want to apply the padding on all of them. And this one, let's first check again. Yeah, I think padding of 2 works. So here, even if I remove padding y, I make this one to be padding of 2, makes me remove this line, and let me check again. Okay, so I'm just going to move this padding 2 to all of them. Okay, so just going to add padding of 2, padding of 2, just add padding here on all of them. I'm just adding some padding both top and bottom and x. Okay, let's see how this looks now. Okay, so you can see again they look much better. Okay, yeah, so now finally we're just going to work on this subscription card. Okay, we can work on that subscription. So if you check the down change plan and upgrade, or both, change plan is a button, this one is a link, upgrade. Okay, so let me just go and make that card, and I'm just going to make it as a component. So I'm just going to create here a new folder, not a new folder, a new file inside the dashboard. Just create a new file, and let's call this subscription card.jsx. I feel like on the left side the zooming out on the left side. I don't know you guys if you are able to see the on the left. You can ask. I see the content here is okay, but on the left I'm not so sure, but I just try to move on. So this card is having the, let me just put this quickly, subscribe. I'm just going to put the subscription card inside the sidebar. So down here after this, I'm just going to say subscription, just like that, and let's go back in this card and let's work on it. Okay, you can see it here. So the first thing, it has the same padding like others. Okay, it has the same padding like the nav. So if you check on the nav, it has px of 3 and py, so you can just copy this. So just add first the padding to this. Okay, now for this, I'm just going to add instead of py, I'm just going to say padding top of 6. Okay, let's see how it looks now. Okay, and let's go ahead and work on it. So if you just look at it, it has this text. Okay, and then so I can first give it a bg. So give it a bg. This one is going to be margin top. Let's just give it a bg first. So I'm just going to give it bg slate 900. Okay, bg slate 900, and then it has this text. Let's just say it is a p tag. So I'm just going to have a flex. Let's check. Okay, so I'm just going to have a p tag, and let me copy this text here. Okay, just paste it here, and then this one which says 13 days, you can see that 13 days is a different color. So we just need to put this into a span. So cut it and say span dot text. You can just say text orange, maybe let's just say 300, and let me put this 13 days, maybe try 500. Okay, let's see how that one looks. Okay, yeah, premium, and let's go and reduce the font. So this one, I'm just going to say text sm. Yes, say text sm, and let me see the font. Okay, that one looks to be fine. Okay, and let me go ahead and give it a padding of 3. Okay, and it is rounded. So let me just check. So this, apart from this padding that is on this, let's just make this one to be inside. So just say rounded LG, and let me see. Okay, what I just need to do is just place this into a padding of 3 again. Okay, let's just see. Okay, you can see now it has added some space, and that means we reduce on our text. Let me just make text XS. I see that. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is we could just go ahead and reduce this one to text maybe 0.5 rem. Let's see if that one changes. Oh, not the span. my bad, not the span. I want to reduce the whole thing. So here this p tag, instead class text extra small. Let's see that. Okay, that one just is fine. Yeah, I think that one is fine. Let me just look at this. This one looks much I think much bigger. Let me just say text. Let me see this. Just I think just say SM. Let's see how that one turns out. Yeah, I think that one is okay. Maybe we just simply reduce the this padding here. So just make this one to be I'm just going to make this padding padding X to be 2, and then padding Y to be 3. Let's see if it changes a little bit. Yep. Okay, in fact we could just say, let me just say padding 1, and I see how that one turns out. Okay, but I think that is too close. Okay, I just leave that. And then to this text here, if you just look at this text, it has this border. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a border, border left, and then just give it border orange 400. Okay, let's see that. Okay, and this is have this one having the padding left. Padding left maybe of 2, and let me just make also this border left I don't know if this makes sense. 2 pixels. Let's see what it makes. Okay, so this one looks much better. Okay, it seems that our sidebar is slightly smaller, so I'm just going to go to the sidebar, this whole sidebar here, width. Let me just make it 60 something. So yes, I make here 60. Let me see if this one is there. Okay, yeah, that is okay. I'm just going to place this this border, also border that is on the bottom. So what we will just do is that this, let me scroll down to the subscription. This subscription, this one has to be, let's just try to give this one a border bottom. If you check out this, it seems like it is into a div, so I'm just going to copy this. I'm just a border, so dot border bottom, and I'm just going to say border to be maybe border slate, maybe 300. Okay, let's just see what it is going to do. Okay, and it is putting the padding. Let me just see. Okay, I don't want this padding to be attached onto this. Let me just check. this padding we are putting is here. Let me first remove this padding 3. Okay, sorry, padding 3. Okay, this one seems to be actually the HR. What is this border I'm putting here? So yes, I can remove this border bottom. Instead, let me just put the HR, and I see it is actually doing the same exact thing. So what I'm just going to do is border bottom 300. Okay, let me just give the padding down, so you can just give this one to have also the padding bottom or 3. Okay, and then that is a very thick line. Let me just go and see border slate 300. Let's just make this one 600. Okay, and finally I'm just going to put these 2 links. So these 2 links, they are after here. So you can just come here and let me just put the link and the button in a flex. And just say flex, and I'm just going to put a button, and the button says change plan, and then a link which says upgrade. So you see upgrade, let's see. Okay, change plan, upgrade. So just like that, let's see here. Just put the href here. Okay, and just going to put the hashtag for now. So they want to put on the href. Okay, just like that. And then I'm just going to also give to this button class name. You can give it a margin right, maybe of 2, and just give also a border right, and just say border which type of border is that? I just say border slate 600. Let's look at it here. Okay, actually it is just exactly the same. Yeah, just I'm just going to add padding right. So instead of this I'm just going to make this one as padding. Okay, and exactly, we could just, if I gave them a gap here, or space x3, if I add space x3, let me see what happens to, okay, it works, but seems like the here the text, I just give them text sm. Okay, yep. Seems like it has worked, but instead of this, I'm just going to give each a padding. So I'm just going to say padding of maybe 2, and let me give this class name also padding of 2, and let's see how this one turns out. Okay, that is too much, so let's try 1, padding 1, and also here padding 1. Okay, that is okay, okay. So you could give this other one let me see. Yeah, button is okay. Let's just go with that. Okay, that is good. Then this margin top, I'm just going to reduce this margin top, sorry. So the subscription card is done. What we are remaining with is this, to put it in the center. Is it in the center already? Yep. And just going to give it a width. Where is that? Just go back to the sidebar and onto this cheve. I'm just going onto this cheve. I'm just going to make it have a width. Okay, a width. So just say width. I think width is full. I don't know if that one is going to help. It was because okay, so we don't need justify. We don't need this here. These 3, I don't think they are necessary. Flex call, let me see. Okay, first of all, I'm just going to give it something. Let me see. Here we can see everything, and let me scroll. Okay, so this one is actually fixed. If you are seeing we are scrolling, the sidebar first of all is fixed. Let me first work on that in a second. So sidebar, we can just add this fixed. Okay, let me see what it will change if I just add fixed. Okay, this changes here. Okay, we're just going to work with this because it's having width is full, that's why it is doing this. But we can give it a margin left of this width. So I'm just going to go to the where they are, all of them. Go to let's scroll, go to app, back office, and inside the layout, so this layout here. Okay, this one. So the side, this main, I'm just going to give this one a margin left of 60. Let's see if it actually fixes that. Yep, so it is back to where it's supposed to be. Meanwhile, if you see right now, we cannot move. So I'm just going to first remove all the margins we have here in the card. First of all, this one, so that I have the good picture. So this one is going to, I want this to have okay, I think that is very okay. The only thing that we just have to do is inside the sidebar, if we just move down here to this, we just have to give this one justify center, as simple as that. Yeah, and remember this is a button, if I'm not mistaken, it is a button. So I'm just going to change this to into a button. So just change this into a button, just like that. So now you are able to click it. So if we just go back here, okay, so a button is having, when we make this one a button, I think, let me just make this one, the inside one, this one, to be the button. Let's see. Okay, so that is cool. This is the button. Okay, so that one is done. So the sidebar, we are just going to first put a stop on it. You can see it looks, I'm happy with the sidebar. It looks amazing. It looks exactly somehow like this one. Okay, so you just go and work on some pages. We are going to start with the home. Okay, so the sidebar is now, for now, just to leave it at that. They just go and work onto this very fast. So you're going to start with this on the home. You can see all these pages on the home, they have their own simple layout. If you think about it, because these ones are going to be pages, okay, these ones are also pages, so we can also even nest another layout within this folder. So if you just go onto the dashboard, okay, I need to be sure that you guys you are able to see this. Let me see. Yep, I'm having issues of not seeing the let me just check the settings in a second. And the setting I think I should check would be the font. Okay, you know, if I make this one 28, it is not working. 25. Okay, I think that is okay. Let me just leave the font at that. Okay, yeah, the sidebar, you can now see it, and this side is also small. That is great. So now what I just want to change is inside the dashboard we have the home. So we are just going to work on the home. So inside the home, I can also place a new file for the layout. Okay, I can just say layout.js, and we can do it exactly the same here, RFC, and then you have this one as capital L, and then you have some children here, children, okay, and then we just come and we can press these children here. If you want to know it is working, we can just simply give it a class, and let's say we give it BD orange, maybe 400. Okay, let's just go ahead and check the pages. If okay, so you can see this one becomes orange, the overview. We can check other pages. For home, we have getting started and overview. So we could just say getting started, and you can see it is having this layout. Okay, so the layout is working. What we only want to put in the layout is actually this hello JB web developer. This one is the only thing we want to put, and this navigation you are seeing on top, you can see it is even fixed. Okay, so want to put this this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and I will create a new component. So just minimize this. So inside the just going to create a new component called we could just call this one as the home nav, or yeah, just call it home navbar, or wherever you just find easy, JSX, and let's say RFC. Okay, now we could just come and just say this is navbar, and in the layout here I can remove BG orange and simply go inside here. You can just simply go inside here, and let's put home navbar, just like that. Yep, so we could just have this, and this is going to show up on all the pages. You can see navbar. Okay, so just work on that that home navbar, and the part we want to work on is actually this one, which is having the hero and then having these links here. Okay, so it has this background and has this icon, and then it has this name of the organization. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and onto this. Okay, let me just go ahead and give it class name. I could give it a height of, let's just say, height of 30 or 32. Okay, and the first thing I want to put is it has this div. Okay, so it has that div, so I'm just going to say dot flex. Okay, so this div has an icon. Okay, you can just come here and I say maybe home, or we could just put a building. Okay, just going to get one of these icons here for the building. Maybe I'm just going to go with this one, building 2. Okay, any you go with, it's okay. I'm just going to go with this building 2 icon. So inside here I'm just going to put the also flex. I'm just going to give it dot width of about 8 and also dot height of 8. I'm just going to give it BG white, and just like that. And let me put the icon. The icon is building 2, just like that. Okay, so after this you have the text. So we have this text hello, so I'm just copy it. So I'm just going to have also another flex. So after having this one, I have this also another flex, and in this flex we could just say p, and then we down here we can have another span maybe, and this span can have the galat. Just say put this, and let me just put here flex core, as simple as that. And let's just go back and see. Okay, that is not bad. So the only thing we just need to work on is, let me first give this a background. So I'm just going to give it BG, let's just give it green. We just remove it in a second. It's just I want to see the okay, so this is cool. So you can see I want to place this. I have the links which are at extreme end. Okay, so I'm having these links also inside. I'm just also going to add the navigation at the bottom. So after this whole thing at the bottom here, I'm just going to have the nav. Okay, and there I'm just going to have all my links. So just put here links as I'm working on the other one. So I have the links somewhere there. So what I want is these links, they should be at the bottom, just like that. I'll give this one position sticky. Let me see. You can give them sticky, position sticky, and let me just give them bottom 0 right now. I don't think that one will do anything really, but let me just move on. Let me first put this one off for a second. Now what I just want is to work onto this icon. I just give it this one. This one, let me go ahead and give it rounded. Okay, LG. So rounded LG, let's see, and it is not a link. Okay, let me just go ahead and make this width a bit bigger. Can I make it 14? Okay, that one is really big. Let's try 12. Okay, 12 is okay. The only thing I just need to give it is flex, items center, and justify center, and this one is going to put the icon in the center. Okay, so let's give also padding to this whole thing. So just give padding of maybe 5. Okay, let's see, padding of 5. Okay, that is great. Then to this flex, let's put space x of 3, and okay, so that is great. And this one, I'm just going to give this span a class name of text sm, as simple as that. Okay, so that is great. So now let me just work on the background. So it has this background. I'm just going to inspect, see if I can get that background. So I'm just going to remove this. So I want to inspect this background is, I think, on the, if you check, I think is onto this. Okay, I can just go ahead and I get this background. It is this one. Just I could save it. I don't know why it is not saving, but I can download it. So in any way, you can just go ahead and download this. Let me see if I have an extension for that. There is this SVG export. Okay. Let me see, select it, and I just say download. Okay, seems to be, I'm having it here. You could also just host it. Okay, this one, but I just try to put it in the folder. I don't know if it will work, just go to public and just reveal public. I'm just going to paste this. I'm just going to say header bg. So I'm just going to name it as header bg, and I'm just going to also just put here onto this one. We could give it a style, but I'm just going to say header bg as a custom class, and then I can just get this custom class to styles, I guess, just like that, and just down here I'm just going to say dot header bg, and let's say background image. So you could just use a background image, and let's say URL, and I'm just going to say here I'm just going to say header bg dot svg, just like that. Let's say background size, let's say cover, and let me just try to see if this shows up anywhere. Module not found dot slash bg. Do I have dot slash bg? Maybe it has not updated yet. Okay, I just need to rerun this. Just scroll down to the terminal. I don't know if it has stopped the terminal. It says compiled. Let me just save this. Can't find this. So I'm just going to do is let me see. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to simply drop this in my Cloudinary. Just go to Cloudinary. I'm just going to upload this, and then I see if I can use it. Not this Cloudinary. Anyways, so you can first host the image. I always find I've always found problems with the those images, putting them from here in the CSS in one or the other. On the compilation, it will have some problems. Okay, in the on compiling, it always gets some problem. Now, alternatively, we could put this in the inline CSS. We could do the styles in the inline, but anyways, let me just not complicate it. I'm just going to simply upload it to Cloudinary, then I get a link, then instead I use the link. Okay, of course we could have also used this link of this here, but I feel like anytime they can change that if you are relying on someone who is hosting your image. So I just come here and I want to upload this svg, and let me rename it header bg. Okay, just click this and let's upload this to Cloudinary. Okay, done. It is done. It is here. Done. Let's just go to the this media. I think let's refresh. Okay. Recently added. and just try to refresh, see if I can see it. Okay, it must be this one. Okay, so what I just want is get the link. Okay, let me get the link. Let me post it here and see. Okay, did it just download? Can I just go to this? I want to copy this URL and let me just go here. What? Okay, just go and use this here instead. Okay, just paste this, and for the starters, before I run this code, you can just simply drop this in our just get this link, and let me just drop it in our config post. Next config for the images. I thought we have next config. Okay, so I'm just going to come here for the images. By the way, they changed. So if we just search for Next.js images, Next.js images, then I think we have, anyways, let me just search for that. Images, next images, domains. I think domains got absolute. So right now we use remote patterns. Okay, so you have to say to do this. Okay, you need this. Actually, just let me copy it from here. So you just need inside here, if you just going to specify the URL for the images, you need to put images, and inside the images we put remote patterns. Now previously we used to do this domains. Okay, we used to do domains just like that, and then you put it as like an array. If you still put this, it will work, but it will show you on the console that this is duplicated. So just need to use remote patterns. Okay, you can read about this in the documentation. If you just put images remote patterns, remote patterns, you can just go in the documentation and read about the remote patterns. Okay, if you just go into Next.js, let me see. Just go to the image component. So you can just go and try to search this. Make sure you are in the app router. Okay, make sure in the app router, and you can just look at, let's search that remote. Okay, remote patterns. Okay, you can just search this remote patterns, and you see here they talk about it. So to protect the images from malicious users, this is how you have to do it. Now you could summarize it and you only put two, just say remote patterns, you put protocol and the host name, only those two, they are enough. So here you can remove all these other ones, you just only remove all these the port, and you simply leave only these remote patterns, protocol, and the host name. And on the host name is where you put this. Where is it? In the main CSS is where we're going to put this image that comes from Cloudinary. So you have to allow Cloudinary to bring in the images. So here where I've put this, I'm just going to see host name is this. Okay, so now let me just go to my background and I'm just going to remove this. Okay, let's see if the app is still running. I'm just going to go and remove this BG from the home navbar. This BG 300 is just remove it just like that. Let's see if we have some results. Okay, okay, so meanwhile, okay, so I can see the background is sort of there. If you look at it, let me just first cross this, and now okay, this one has the BG, so I'm going to change the BG. So let me just first put another background here. If I just say BG BG slate, maybe 50. Okay, let's see how that one looks. Okay, so that is the one. Okay, cool. The only problem we have is that it is widely spaced. And let me see this side. We have background size. We can just see background repeat. Of course, no repeat. We have to say background position, maybe just say center. I don't think these ones will add so much, but we can move with this. Okay, we can move with this. It looks great. Okay, so now with this one we have put, oh sorry, I've closed my dashboard. Let me just put it back here. So I'm just okay, this text is somehow, let me just increase the font. So for this text here, give it a class. So I'm just going to say class name. I'm just going to say class name text. First of all, I think font, we should give it font bold. Does that work? Okay, but instead they just give this one same bold, same bold, and let's see. Okay, and I think that is not the what they did. I feel like they gave it text slate 900, maybe to give it like, let's see, but let's make it somehow same board anyways. I can just make this one 700, and they just say font semi board, just like that. And let me just remove this compilation, we don't need it here. Okay, so this is going to work. Let's just go with that. Okay, now the only thing just remaining are these links. These are 4 links. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put them, and I'm just going to put one link and I will just map them. So just back put the links here. Okay, let me put the links. Okay, it is putting them here. Now I could just give them a position. I feel like I should give them like a position absolute. Okay, I feel just like to give them a position absolute. Okay, but I feel like they have position sticky. Okay, so let me just try like absolute. If you give them absolute, it is sort of what? Let's stick to sticky for now. Sticky, and let me just first of all give them a margin top of about 6. Okay, and let me just work on them instead of focusing to, so just say link. Okay, next link, and here the first one I'm just going to say dashboard, as simple as that, dashboard. Okay, and just say href, just put like a slash for now. Let's see that. Okay, so there it is there. Okay, that is great. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it padding. So this has a padding, so just say padding y of 3. Okay, and this one shows you if I give it a border bottom, and I'm giving it border blue, maybe 600. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, and I just make it 2 pixels, so border bottom, and I can just add 2, so it becomes border bottom 2 pixels. Okay, so that is great. Let's see here. Okay, and that is for the whole thing. And this very border, I'm just going to put it here. So I'm just going to have border bottom, just copy this, I'm just going to come here, put it there, border bottom 2. I'm just going to say this one is going to be slate. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this one has to be, of course, border 1, and also let's just make this one about 300 or 200. Okay, not seeing it. Let's just make it maybe 300 or 400. Okay, something is not right just here. Okay, okay, so make it 200 or 200, and let me see how it looks like with 200. Okay, that is great. So I have to put this, okay, I have to put this onto this one. I have to put it onto, copy this, and let me put it on the actual div. Let me see how that one looks like. Okay, so that is cool. So this one is now onto the entire thing, and to make it, I could just make this one 300. Let's see. Okay, so that is good. Okay, so we have this. When it is active, we add this border. Okay, and others don't have this border. I'm just going to go ahead and do a map. So I'm just going to come here, const nav links. So you can just say here const nav links, and these links is equal to, so we are just going to create an array of these links. Okay, so the link has a title. Okay, for instance, dashboard, and then it also has a href and href whatever. This one for now, let me just put a slash, and okay, just like this. So this is the two things we need, as simple as this. So just copy this, duplicate it 3 times for the, just like that, and make sure you have them separated with commas. Let's see the links we have here. 1 2 3 4. So we have getting started, recent updates. So just here we have dashboard, we have getting started, okay, and then we have recent updates, and then finally we have announcements, just like that. And finally we can just now go through and map through them here. Okay, so just cut this, and I'm just going to say nav links. I'm just going to say nav links and dot map. Okay, and then we'll have a single item. Okay, and then we can just go through and map through this item, and then we return this. Okay, so right now if I do that, you will see that they is going to duplicate many times, and we can just of course come here and we give a flex. Okay, flex, and we can just give space x of 4, just like that. Okay, just going to fix that. Let's just go ahead and first work with the item, and here remember there is index also. So first of thing is give the key as index, and then go ahead and here let's put item dot title, and then for the href here let's just give item dot href, as simple as that. So we have all the links showing up like that. Okay, so now let's work on to this stuff, and this one has to do with, first of all, with the padding y. So let's see. Okay, if I remove the padding y, let's see what happens. Okay, it pushes it to that. Okay, so just try to. Okay, padding 1. Of course, this one is not going to work properly. We have to use the positioning, but for now, so we are going to remove this border from others. We leave it only that is active. Okay, first let me just go to let me first go and put the actual links. So when someone clicks on this, I want to put the actual links. You can see we are on getting started, and this is how the link looks like. I'm just going to copy this whole entire link just like this. So the dashboard, it is dashboard home. Getting here is overview. So this is overview. For this getting started, I think that is the one, getting started. For the recent updates, this one is updates, and I'm getting these links from here. We already have these links here: home, then we have announcements, getting started, overview, updates, and this one is announcements. So just like this. Okay, so we have this. This is going to be announcements, just like that. So right now they should be now working. If I click on getting started, click on the dashboard, it should change. This, we called it overview. If you click on recent updates, you can see it is updates, and if it is announcements, should be announcements. Now what we want is, we want to add only this if this is active. Okay, if the dashboard is active, then it should be the only one having the background. The way you see here, it is only the one that is active that has this thing down here. Okay, so to achieve that, we have to use the use router. So I'm just going, actually the path name, so I'm just going to say const path name is equal to use path name, and make sure this use path name comes from next navigation on top here. Okay, so after that, after we have gotten the path name, we can now check, we can actually check what path name is what. For instance, if I just write now console.log path name, console.log path name, just say here path name, and make sure this is a client. So just on top here, just go and specify use client. Okay, specify use client. I'm just going to go back, and you can see they are saying use client. If I just go in the inspector, just click F12, and you can see here. Okay, by the way, you always go and check onto these errors, and so that you fix them. For instance, let's see the 4 on the form, and I think that is the search input. Did you mean class for the class name? And that is in the form also, so we just fix that. But for now, if you check down, you see we have dashboard overview. That is the one that is present right now. If I click on getting started, you see it changes to getting started. Okay, so we can just get the path name. So down here, we can only come here and we make an if statement inside here onto this one. So instead of putting this, I'm just going to say we're just going to do something like dollar path name how do we do it? Dollar then bracket path name. Okay, so if the path name if the path name is equal to if the path name is equal to item dot href, because this is which is having the link. If it is having that, if this is true, then I can just say if this is true, then I can paste this, and if it is false, then we can simply add only the padding. I guess we could only add the padding just like this. Okay, what this means is that it's going to compare the path name with the current href. So you see that the href is here, so it is going to be comparing the path name with href. If they are the same, it will add this, else it will only add this. And let's see, and you can see it is right now only on getting started. Okay, if you see here, it is only on getting started, and then if I click on dashboard, it is on the dashboard. If I click on announcements, it is on announcements. Okay, so let me just go back. So you can see now we have it working. So when the path name changes here on top to dashboard, and you change here the getting started, it is always comparing and it is changing nicely like that. Okay, so that one is done. Let's now start working on some things. I'm happy that this part somehow is worked on. Okay, so just work onto this. We start with the dashboard. It has very interesting components. Okay, we just work, I think, some parts, and others we might not work on them, but let's just start with the dashboard. So on the dashboard, there is this banner here which says start accepting online payments. Businesses are moving towards online payments. Secure fast, try this. So you see they put you this banner of which you can also cross. Okay, so that is one thing we can just work on, this banner. I'm just going to come here, dashboard banner. So you can just come here inside these components, and let's just write a component dashboard banner. So I'm just going to say dashboard banner dot jsx, and very fast we can just say rfc. Okay, dashboard, my spelling is too bad, dashboard, and let me just copy it again, Ctrl C, and just go down just like that, rename this to this. Okay, and inside here I'm just going to say dashboard banner. So you say h2 dashboard banner, and let me just go ahead and bring this to I'm just going to bring it to this, we call it overview. I'm just going to come here inside this one, and down here I'm just going to say dashboard banner, import it from wherever it is, just like that. If we just go back to our page, you will see that it is on dashboard. I have dashboard banner. Okay, so I'm just going to work. It has three things, 1 2 3, and then it has also this this icon. I think this icon we can position it with absolute, it has no problem, or we could still even put it in the center, I don't know, but they just leave it like that. So it has three items, the image, this one, and this one. First I'm just going to save this. I guess this is also an icon, so you can just use an icon for this. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the banner, dashboard banner, and it has 3 things. It has the icon, for payments, it has the icon, then it has the text, okay, and then finally it has the button, okay, and then of course it has also the cross button, just like that. Let's start with the icon. So this icon, we can just go and get the one for payments. So from Lucid, I can just come here and you see payments. Let's look. Okay, there is this card. This one is good, credit card. So I'm just going to come here and I say credit card from Lucid, just like that. Okay, and then the text, if you look at the text here, is this text here and it is in a flex. I'm just going to copy this. So come here onto the text and you say flex and flex core, just like that. Or you could just even just like a normal div, I think. Let me just go back. At this point, you might just not even need any flex. You can just simply put them in, let's have h2 and put them. This second one, businesses are moving, put in a p tag. So down here, just do a p tag. Okay, just do a p tag and put this. Okay, and finally let's put a button. So here I'm just going to put a button and it says enable. Okay, enable, and let's give it some classes. Just going to give it a py of 2, maybe 2.5. okay, px of 4, and I'm just going to give it uppercase, bg blue, maybe 600 or 700, and let's just say text white. Okay, and they just go ahead and say rounded. Okay, and let's say maybe 2xl. Okay, so just have a look at so far what we have. Okay, we have these looking like this, and I can just first of all work on this. Let me just make it have 8, and the rounded, let's make it lg, and we just apply flex. So to this div, let's apply some flex, justify between, and let's just also just say items center. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, so we have this so far. Let's go ahead and give it a padding. So padding y, let's give it about 6, and px, let's give it 8. Okay, okay, so how does it look like right now? And I think it has a background of white. So just say bg slate, maybe just say bg white. Okay, bg white, as simple as that. Okay, that is great. For the card, we have to give it some other classes. First of all, width of maybe 22. Let me see if 22 exists. Just try 18, and height also like 18. Height 18 is not there. There is 16, and so even width is make 16. Let's see now. Okay, it has increased. Let me see here. Okay, I don't know if text slate, let's give it 500. Okay, okay, and I don't know if the weight works here, but we can just maybe work with that. Okay, now to these ones, let me just also give some padding, x of maybe let's give actually a gap between them. So just come here and see gap. Let's try a gap of 4 or 5. Let's see. Okay, so this is great. Let's see now. There is a more bigger gap than that. I think we can now use for gap of 8, and also this one we can give it a margin right of about 6. Let's see how this turns up. Okay, so this is not bad, only that we have to put this okay. First of all, I need to give this sort of a really limited width. Let me just say width of 1/3. I don't know, like we have to limit this, the width of this. Okay, maybe that is too much. I don't know if that is also too much, but let's go and give also a padding of 16 here. Okay, and then I'm just going also to place, I just want this one to be pushed a little bit here. Okay, okay, so that is looks better. We have to put the closing icon, and for some reason this one I'm just going to give it a width of I don't know which width I should give it, but a half. Let's see, width of a half. I think that is much better. Okay, and then this other one, this one is in bold. So just come here, give a class name of text font bold, and this also text Excel. Okay, so just check now. Okay, we could just make it just to Excel here to increase a little bit the okay. Yeah, that one is better. And let's see this other one. I think that is also okay. It looks like the gap is too big. Let me just also work on this to 4. Okay, okay, so I'm just going to add another button, the cross button, somewhere this side. Okay, I'm just going to give this, and I would have even used the grid. I think it would have been much better if we had used grid onto this. Okay, yeah, let me just try grid, guys. So instead of this, you can just say grid. Okay, and I'm just going to say grid. So grid columns, you could just make this 12 columns. Okay, and if you make them 12 columns and then you give each individual the columns to occupy. So for instance, like this first one on 12 columns, I can just say call span. I want it to span maybe only 3, just like that. And then this one, instead of giving it this, okay, you could just say give it core span. Okay, you could just say give cores, I think it's cores, is it cores, something like this. I'm not so sure. I think it's core span. Core spans maybe 6. So there are 9 now. So the other one would span maybe also 4. The button, let's just see. You could just come here and you see button, and I'm just going to put it in a div. Okay, just like so, and let's see if this works out, the correspond thing. Okay, so grid, let me see this. There's something. Let me just go here on tailwind. So just say tailwind. I'm just going to search for the core span. Core span. Okay, core span. They just here go to grid. So it is core span, just like core, only just like that. So instead of cores, this one, just remove that, remove this, and also remove this. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is good. Okay, this is good. Now I don't know why this one all of a sudden is occupying a big one. Okay, if I just say for instance this one to have core 2, this one has core 6, and then this one has a core also 3. Let's see that. Okay, so this is good, and you see they have left some space there. You could of course go ahead and put his margin right, or you could throw in the gap. Okay, you could throw in a gap of maybe 3, and this one will just work well here. Put the gap. Okay, so now I just want to put the cross icon. Okay, there is already some gap. I'm just going to add a cross icon, and a cross icon, I think I want to make it position absolute. Let me just come here, and I'm just going to say it is a button, so it is going to be a button dot absolute. So I'm just going to make this one absolute, and I'm just going to say top. Maybe they just make top 4, and right, maybe right, they just make also right 4. Okay, just like that. And inside I'm just going to put a x, I think it is called x from Lucid, just like that. Let's see if this one shows up. Okay, so we have to make this one relative. So just come to this one and just make this one relative, and it will be only relative to this, not this whole entire header. Okay, did I do it very well? Let me see. Okay, so now you can see it is here, and let's move it a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to come here, top 4, right 4, and I'm just going to move it to right, maybe 16. I don't know if that is too much. Yeah, that's the good one. So we have this cross icon, and I think if you just come and click on cross, it should make it disappear. Yeah, it's just make it go away. Okay, it should make it go away, and we can make this one go away with just adding the hidden, just like that. If we add hidden, it should disappear. Okay, not the cross. Okay, not the cross, of course. the hidden should be added onto this whole div here, hidden, as simple as that. If we add hidden there, this whole thing goes away. So this is the class we'll be playing around with. Okay, so I'm just going to create a state here, const, okay, hidden. So I'm just going to say here hidden set hidden, as simple as that, set hidden, and this is going to be use state. Okay, by default is going to have this as false. So at first it is visible, so the hidden is false. And make sure if you're using use state, then you must make this one a second. You should just make this one to have use client, just like that, to have use client. Okay, yep. And now on a hidden, so we can now compare if it is hidden or not. Okay, and here we don't even to put this. I think we don't need to put, we could just like hide this whole div. Okay, we could just like hide this whole div, or we could just go ahead and put this as a class here, whatever you just want. You could just hide this whole entire div, but I just use this simple one. I'm just going to cut this, okay, and I put this, and we could just say put, do we put this inside, and you say dollar hidden, so just like that, dollar hidden. If the hidden is true, we just simply actually just put hidden, else then we can just go ahead and put this one. Okay, as simple as that. And then we simply add this button here on click. So on click of this button, you could just simply say set hidden to true. Okay, just hidden to true. This one, just set hidden to true, just like this. Okay, so if we just go ahead now, by default it should show up just like that. Okay, and if I just close here, this should take it off. Okay, if you refresh, of course it should come back, and then when someone clicks, it should go off. First, I'm just going to change the color also that icon. So class name, you say text maybe slate 600, and then another thing I can just do is this one. Let's make it about 500. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that is, I think, much better. And you could also reduce it. I feel like it is somehow smaller. So this padding one, let's keep it 2. Okay, let's keep this to 2. Okay, and also the text, yeah, you could just go and say maybe text Excel. Okay, let's see, not that, maybe SM. Let's see. Okay, that is better. Okay, so we have that one done. So we are moving on with the dashboard. Okay, I'm just going to go now. We have this where we're having the sales activities. So we're starting to go into now the serious one. So I have this serious activity and I have this one. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and create this div that is having all these cards, and there is this inventory summary which has its own cards, and then I have this sales activity which has its own cards. Okay, so let me just first put these two stuff, and they have the borders. So I'm just going to come here in components, and I'm just going to say, let's name this as uh, sales numbers. So you can just come here and we have sales activity, and this one we could just call this first part here as what should we call it? So we have this first one, which have the inventory summary and the sales activity. We just look for a best suitable name. Maybe I'm just going to say the sales sales activity. I just call it sales activity for simplicity. So I'm just going to come here and click a new file. I'm just going to say sales. Okay, sales maybe numbers. Okay, doesn't look fine though. I just don't know which best or suitable name I could give this. I could just get an idea from them. Let's see, like what is this div code exactly? You could just come like here in elements and you see like sales activity. I just want this whole div. Okay, so is this they are calling it mx, and anyways, they just get any name we can get. We are taking our time. Okay, I'm just going to come here, create a new one. Let me just say here, I just call it sales overview. Okay, I just say calls it sales overview. Okay, sales. And by the way, we could just make this whole thing like the summary. Okay, I don't know if we can just make all these ones to go there, but okay, let's just call this one the sales overview, and in the sales overview we are going to have sales and inventory. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to come here, create a new component. I'm just going to call this one sales overview. Okay, dot jsx, just like that, and I just say rfc. Okay, I'm just going to put h2 here and say sales overview. So I'm just going to go ahead and link this one to our page. So close this and close that. I'm just going to go to this what is the page of the overview. Right now it has only the banner, so down here I'm just going to put the sales overview, just like that. Okay, so now when you check, now it should have down here sales overview. Okay, cool. So just go ahead and put the sales overview. Go inside the sales overview. First of all, it has, if you just look at the sales overview, they just now increase the speed. So we have the sales overview, which has some padding, like about of maybe 8 or 16, and then it has this bg of blue something, and then inside there's these cards. Okay, so that's cool. So I'm just going to go here and I say bg blue about 100, and let's go ahead and put border. So it is having border. Okay, and this is border top and bottom, I guess it, oh no, it has just border bottom. Actually, I just make this one border bottom. Okay, and just say border slate maybe 600. Okay, and let's give it padding top and bottom, so they just padding of about 8. I think 16 will just work fine. 16. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, that is fine. Seems like so much. I just make this to be maybe 8. Okay, let's go ahead and put inside the things that we have there. And this border is also crazy big, so could just go ahead and make this one border 200 or 300. Let me just see. Okay, so that one looks fine. I'll just make it maybe 400. Okay, yeah, that one looks fine. Maybe we stick 300, just 200, 300. Okay, just stick to that. I think it's gonna be, yeah, just stick to that. That looks fine. Let's go ahead and make these cards, and they're just going to make as a component, and then we map through. Okay, just going to make a component, and then we'll map through. So there is a title. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing here. It has a title. So first of all, it is divided into 2, so I'm just going to cut this into flex. This is supposed to be flex. So this flex is divided into 2 parts. You can see there is the sales activity and then the inventory summary. Okay, so I'm just going to say here we have sales activity, and then down here we have the inventory summary, just like that. So inside the sales activity, we can just simply this sales activity, we're just going to put the title. So the first thing is the title, so you just say maybe H2. Okay, sorry, and just say sales activity, just like that. And then down, just going to use a grid, so just say grid, and then grid call, just say grid calls, and these ones are just going to be 3. Are they 3 or 4? Let's check how many cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they have 4 cards, so that's why just making the 4. And then we could just come here and we make a single card, okay, that we are just going to map through. So the card is rounded, so I'm just going to make here, this one is the card now. So I'm just going to go down here and they say dot rounded, and this can be rounded lg, whatever you just want, dot bg white. So here's bg white, just like that. Okay, and inside the card you have, of course, you have this hover. Okay, so hover, so at first it has a border, so just add a border, and this border could be border maybe slate 100. I don't know if that one is visible. Let's make it 200. Okay, and then on hover we just make the border slate maybe 600. I think just like blue, it is blue about 500 or 400. Okay, so inside the card has also some padding. Let's see, padding of, let's say padding of 8. And then let's go ahead and put this item. So you have 1, 2, 3 inside it. It has the number, which is big, so we can just have H4 for 0 for now. I'm just going to put like 10. Then down you have a small for quantity, so just say QTY. And then to be packed, to be packed. They have also small icons. I'm just going to come here and I apply flex. Okay, and there is the icon of maybe checked. I don't know if they have check. Okay, just like that, and then let's put a span of to be packed. Okay, just like that, and that should be working. And just going to give this one items center, and you can just go ahead and also give space of 2, just like that. And let's look at what we have so far. Okay, so this one has to be seriously reduced, and I think here on check we can have check. There is not check circle, like there is this check circle. Let's look at how this one looks like. Okay, that one makes much better. Let's give it a class name of width is maybe 3 and height 3. I don't know if that one just makes sense. Okay, so that is too small. Maybe just try 4. Okay, that is fine. So we have that one. So this one is in capital letters. You can just give this one capital. So this span, you just put uppercase, as simple as that. And this whole card, you can give it cursor pointer. So you could just say cursor pointer, like to really look like a pointer. Okay, so all of it, just make it display flex. Okay, and you can just say items center and flex flow, flex core. Okay, you just see. Okay, this is how it is here, and let's give them a gap of 3. Now to this one, let me just give this font board, and text. Maybe let's just say try 3XL. Okay, so that is the number. And let me just make it same board, I think. And just make this same board. We could just make even the number bigger. Okay, we could try something like 4XL. Okay, just like that. Yeah, so that just looks fine. Okay, that looks fine. And then the color for these ones, so color here, text maybe slate 500. Let me just first see that the color of this. Okay, that is fine. Just copy this and give it also to this text down to this whole div here, I guess. So we have that. Okay, that is great. So you have one card, I think, done. You could just go here and you put transition on this card so that the hover becomes, if you just say transition, or you could just say transition or and duration, you could make it maybe 300. Okay, just like right now you can see the hover is really nice. Okay, so the only thing we have to put this, it has, this says activity has to be on top, not in a flex. So we have this grid. This one doesn't need to be flex. Okay, you can just come here. Okay, so you can see this one can be here. Yeah, and that is where it's supposed to be. Just increase the text and give it some margin bottom. So just come here and I say class name and just say a margin bottom of about 6 and a text of, so you can just give this text what, Excel, maybe, yeah, to Excel. Just say to Excel. And let's go and see. It looks like the title is bigger. Just stay with Excel here, and then margin bottom. Let's look at the margin bottom. That margin bottom is okay. So the only thing now is to duplicate these ones. Okay, the only thing is to duplicate these ones. So we have all these. Okay, and this inventory and this one, they could put them in flex. Okay, or you could also use grid. Okay, we could use grid. And how would we use grid? So we have this is the sales activity. Okay, this one, and you can just go ahead, of course, duplicate this card many times, but I'll not do that. I'll do the mapping of them. So down here we have the inventory summary. So we could just give this one a grid, and we give it grid calls 12. Okay, grid calls 12, and this makes this whole entire stuff to occupy 12. And then to this one you give it core span. So this one you give it a core span, for instance, of 8. Then this one, meaning that this one will say a core span of 4, so that they make 12 at the end of the day. Okay, just like this. And in this we have also the same thing. We're just going to copy this H2. Okay, I'm just going to copy that H2 and paste it in here. And this one is going to be now inventory summary. So this one, just say inventory summary. Okay, just like that. And then down we also have the grid with 2 cards. So we have these two cards. You can just go ahead and get some styles from here, because on hover, even them on hover, and I think they have also some sort of really small shadow. Okay, to this card I'm just going to give it a simple shadow. If you feel uncomfortable with it, you can remove it. Okay, and if you check the hover, even these ones have the same hover. Okay, I'm just going to copy this card. So I'll not use grid, but I just copy this one. You don't need to use grid. In fact, let me just copy some styles, not all of them. So we need the shadow, we need the rounded, we need the border, all this. Let me just copy all these classes only. Okay, and to this one, first of all, I'm just going to say just a div, and inside here I'm just going to put another div, and then I paste these classes. Now we don't need all of them. For instance, the ones of flex, just going to remove column. You can see they are also in flex, and actually just add justify contents between, as simple as that. Inside here I'm just going to have 2 things. We have the one which is the text, which is the same size like these ones, and this which is this one. So I'm just going to go ahead on top here, copy some words inside, like the one of this one. Copy this. In fact, let me start with the text. Okay, I'm just going to start with this text here. Okay, Ctrl C, down inside here, I'm just going to put a text, and there is no need of the icon. Okay, and that means you can just make this one also h2, and I think the only thing we just need is this text slate. Copy this and add it here, and then we could just come and remove the other div, this one. So we have the h2, which says for now quantity in hand. So this one is quantity in hand, quantity in hand. Okay, and then down here there is a number. I'm just also going to copy this number from here, this number 10. Okay, so quantity in hand, you could just put this, and then this flex. Let's so far see what we have. Okay, so we have this, and also we have this. So what you just need to do is to reduce, first of all, this card. The padding is too much. So what is the padding? Padding. On this card, we need to remove this padding, and then padding 8, just try to make it 4. Okay, let's see that. Okay, and then I'm also going to try that number. To reduce that number, instead of text, I'm just going to give it 3. Text 3, I don't know. That's still too big. Okay, let's try 2XL. Okay, and this one I don't need to give it a same board. Okay, let's see now. Okay, that is fine. Maybe padding Y it should be slightly less than that. So I'm just going to change this one to padding X, and then for padding Y, I'm just going to make it 2. In fact, maybe 3. Let's see. Okay, so this looks fine to me. Let's see. See, like it is more smaller. Let's see the text slate, uppercase. But yeah, that is okay. I just work with this. So I'm just going to simply also, you can duplicate this, or we could just also map through this. Okay, we could also map through this, because in the future we don't know if we have only these two. Since there are only two, you can just copy, but it would be good if we simply map. Okay, so that this data comes from the somewhere, and then we map it here. And we could also just say text, maybe small. Let's see what this one does. Okay, yeah, that is much better. And the padding Y, let's make it just 2. Okay, so padding Y, I've made it 2. Let's see. Okay, that is the perfect one. Okay, this is the perfect one. So you could just leave them like this. I'm just going to let's work on this. This one looks like it has been squeezed a little bit, like this one is much. So just come here on top. Let's also make this one to have 3 Excel, just like that. Okay, that is good. The only thing I'm seeing is this padding is also so big. So just try padding X to be 6, and padding Y, let's stay to maybe 4 for now, and let's see how this one is going to turn out. Okay, so this is okay. Let me just go and see padding X still. Let me also bring it to 3. Okay, Okay, so this is great. 3 is good, and I'm just going to do, so these ones have to be 3. Okay, so I'm just going to go and create this one, sales activity and inventory summary. Okay, so we have const here. So on top, I'm just going to say const sales activity activity. Okay, I'm just going to have sales activity as an array, so just have this as an array. Okay, sales activity as an array. So we have to be packed, so we have the unit. Okay, so we're just going to have an object. For each object it has a title. So for instance, to be packed. Okay, and then we have the number. Okay, maybe a number can be 10, and then we have the unit, and the unit here could be QTY. Okay, just like that. This one was QTY. Okay, so for each has 3, it has this. And then you could also just go ahead and put the icon. I'm not going to put the icon altogether. I'm just going to leave the same icon, but you could also go and change the icon. You can see the icon somehow, it changes. I'm just going to leave the same icon. Okay, you could also go ahead and change the color. So you can see each of these ones have its own color. I'm just going to go back. You can see, actually this is a link. I had not noticed, like this is, each of the card is a link, which is interesting. Okay, except this one. I think even this one is a link. Okay, so we can just convert this, and if it is a link, actually it makes sense. It is a link, so we'll have also the link, which is the href. Okay, just like that. Okay, so we have these 4 things that we are going to change. Now you could also change the colors. Okay, you could change the color, and then we could affect the style of this one. Let's try to do that. So for instance, you could just say red, maybe. Okay, you could just like put the whole color, which is just a color. If you want it to work, you have to say something like text red something. Let's just copy the one that we had given. Let's just say for instance red, maybe 600. This one can work. So you see, these are the properties of the card, and I'm just going to duplicate this 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these are the 4 times. So the second one is to be shipped. So we have the to be packed, and the first one has the color of blue, so this one is blue. The second one is the color of to be shipped is the color of red, so just this one is to be shipped. So you can just stick to this to be shipped, just like that, and let's just go ahead and see to be delivered and to be invoiced. So we have we can just like put these ones, and then these ones are packages. Let's see. Okay, others are packages also to be. The third one is to be delivered, and this is 0, and then it is packages also, packages, and then the color is green. Okay, so green, and then to be invoiced. Okay, this last one is to be invoiced, and there are, I think, pieces. quantity, so QTY. I can leave 10, and this one is orange. Okay, cool. So now I can map through these ones. I'm just going to quickly map through them. Sales activity, just come down here. Okay, where are they? Sales activity. So I'm just going to map through this. So down here, I'm just going to put map sales activity dot map. Okay, so for each map we have an item with its index, and then we just go ahead and then we say return, and then we return this card. So this whole entire thing is the card. Okay, just cut just like that. And you're just going to make this one I'm just feel like I should make this one as a component. Okay, but for now let's try to do it from here. I feel like there's too much code in this, and we can just get this into a component. And then so far now, if I do that, you said the cards, they must multiply to 4. Okay, which is cool. And then if I can change this number here from the item, so this is item dot number, and then we have this item dot, so this one is item dot unit, and then this the icon remains, and then this is title, so this is here item dot title. Okay, and then since we are just going to make this an href, so you can just make this one a link just like that. Just make it a link from next link, and I can just put href, just put href equal to, and this href can be actually item dot href. Okay, just like that. And then we have to give a key, so you can just go ahead and put a key, and the key is equal to the I. Okay, the key is equal to I, this one. Okay, so let's see. So far this one, they should change now. Okay, so the first thing I'm just going to do is to change the font size of the title. This one, I'm just going to come and say text XS, like that, to make sure they fit in all of them. Okay, that is cool. And then I'm just going to go ahead and give them a gap. So from this grid here, let's give a gap of about 4. Let's see how that gap works. Okay, so they have the gap right now, and then also this one we have to give them a gap of 4 again. So this whole thing also have to have a gap of maybe 4. Okay, let's see how it works also. Okay, so this is cool. So we have this, and in fact they have a border if you check out on it, and then these ones have also their own inner padding. Okay, so I'm just going to go to these first of all, these ones I'm just going to give them padding first of about 8. I don't know if that is a very huge padding, to leave some space around this side. Okay, let me see, and we just make this one maybe padding right only. Okay, this side of the padding there is no padding, the padding is only this side, so I'm just be giving padding right just like that. And I can also give a border, so give a border of a border right, so border right of border, okay, border slate, maybe they just try 2 or like 300. Let's see how that one plays out. Okay, so it puts that kind of stuff, and this one goes to row, and that means it is actually onto something we are not seeing. So the div where we have the sales activity, this one, it is actually having the border. So just copy this border slate. I'm just going to cut this to this here on this stuff. Let's see how now it moves up. Okay, so if we want it to move up, we just have to shift the padding. Okay, so this padding we have on this whole entire thing, this padding 8, we could shift that and then we bring it onto this down. Okay, if we do that, then it should move to up, yeah, just like that. Okay, so I mean is we have also to put this padding 8 onto this other one, this padding 8, padding not PS but padding 8, just like that, and this one should also just work on the other one, just like that. Okay, so this is cool. So you can just go ahead, and it looks like this is 50, I don't know, that blue seems like it is the one we have is too much. Yeah, that one is the one, I guess. Okay, so we have this inventory, and then we have these ones mapped out very well. Now we could just work on the colors. Let's see if the colors can work. Okay, so inside the sales activity here, so where we have the number, so we have this where is the number? So this where we have this text slate, I'm just going to change this to be okay, item dot color. Okay, just like that. So just see the colors, if they just come now, they should change. Oh, we gave it not to that, not to the unit. Okay, let me just leave the units the way they are. I just want it to append onto this one. So what I can just do is change this into a template. First of all, a minute, just change this, and then inside you can now put this, and let's append on the font board, let's append the color. I'm just going to say $, and I'm just going to say item dot color. Okay, just like that. Let's check. So now we should have the colors. Okay, yeah, that's great. Should have the colors popping up just like that. And then we have this quantity in hand, so we could just go ahead and also put this. Okay, you have this quantity and quantity to be received. Okay, and this one I'm just going to do the same thing I did up. Okay, just going to go here. Okay, and just go const, and this is inventory summary, just like that. And for it has only two things. It has the title, and then, like for instance, items to be items in hand, maybe just like that. It item at hand, quantity at hand, or quantity in hand. Let me see. It is quantity in hand and quantity to be received. Okay, so you have quantity. These are quantity in hand, and it has also, of course, the number. Okay, it has the number. Let's say 10, and then I think that's it. Number spelling, guys, and just copy this twice. Now you just maybe, if you quantity to be delivered or quantity to be received, if you can't just write them, you can just write them manually down there, but I'm just going to map. Let me just put 0 here. So I'm just going to go to this one, inventory here, and I'm just going to go ahead and do that. The card is here. Okay, this is the card. Just inside cut this. Excuse me. Just going to come here and I say quantity. We called it inventory summary. Inventory summary dot map. Okay, I'm just going to say item index, and then here, and we do the mapping, and then we return. Just return this like so, and then simply say here item dot. So you just say item dot title, and then here you have item dot number. Okay, item dot number. So that is one thing that we have done. And then for this, just add a key. Just add the key I, and let's see how this one looks like. This side, so you should have another one down here, and they are touching each other, so we give it a slightly margin bottom. So to this one, just add a margin bottom about 4. Okay, just like that. Now it will be pushed down. Okay, so that is nice and cool. We have this super done now, looking super great. One thing though is that you notice the dashboard has a lot of things. Okay, so we cannot afford to have all this code, all these cards dwelling in here. The code in here is going to be crazy. So what we have to do is that we're just going to we'll have to bring these ones as we have to bring in the good thing is this. Yeah, I think it's okay, since this whole sales activity comes in as, but we could just make this one, this card, we could reuse it, you never know, in any other place. So we could just call these ones as their own. These ones, they could be their own what, but for now I think we should just leave it like that. I feel like the code is much, but we could leave it like that. We have the sales activity and then the sales inventory. So this sales activity, this one could be the card, the sales activity card. Okay, actually, just let me just do that. I'm just going to say sales activity card. Okay, sales activity card dot jsx. Okay, just like that. RFC. So inside here, I'm just going to say RFC. Okay, and this is easy. Just simply go and get the card itself. You see this one here where we are returning the sales activity. So this card here, I'm just going to cut it and simply just do sales activity card, just this one. Okay, and you can simply give it item. My spelling, I'm just going to correct the spelling right now, sales activity, and simply also remove it from this side. Just F2, remove I, just like that. And let's go ahead and correct some things. First of all, get okay, so they just go back to this and also change this. Okay, so if I just go back to sales, this card, make sure you import this card correctly. Okay, on top there, let's see, we have it there. I can just remove this old one So make sure you import the card correctly. Okay, so this card you only need to give it the item. So just come here and give it item is equal to item, as simple as that. Just give it item is equal item, and then let's give it also a key. So give it a key, as simple as that. So this one, now when we go to sales activity, inside here, let it receive the item. Okay, and let's get all the other code that we had. Okay, let's have this all code here. Okay, and there's nothing you need to change because we still have the item.href. Just remove the key only, and this should just keep working the way it was. Also bring in the next link. If I go back to this, it should okay, check circle. Okay, just go to check circle. Let's go check circle here. Let's bring it from Lucid. Okay, let's see now. Okay, so you see no change, but if you go back in the sales overview, you see the code is really understandable. And the same thing, I'm just going to go here, inventory card, inventory summary. So you could just come here and you create another in the dashboard, create, and you see inventory should be in capital. So inventory card, okay, .jsx. You could just say inventory summary card .jsx, just like that. Enter RFC. Okay, and let's go and bring it in the sales. So where we are having all this stuff here, this div, just come down here. Yeah, this here. So I'm just going to come here, cut this, and let me just put inventory summary card. Okay, just like that. And you also give it item. So just give it item is equal to item. Okay, and then go ahead and give it a key is equal to I. Okay, so we are sending all this, whatever we are getting here in the item, we are sending it to the inventory card. So we go to this inventory summary card, receive the item. After receiving the item, now I'm just going to put all this here. Okay, and then we only remove this key. We no longer want this key, and that's sweet. That's it. If I go back to the sales now, let me just go sales, and we have this. So you can look at this, is really understandable. The code is minimal, you know, the code is minimal, and we still have the same thing here on the our localhost. That is cool. Now I'm just going to do one more thing. I think we should just be able to end the video from there. So we have these other, also these we have this, okay, the two cards, these cards here, we have all these cards, and I think we should maybe do those ones in the next episode. Yeah, I think they just in the next episode we are going to start onto these cards here. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this episode. See you in the next one.